guys, Maggie here. So, you guys heard the news, right? That's right. Disney decided to put the live action of Tangled on hold. But is it going to be permanent, or they're just doing this to like make fans like us happy? So, let's talk about it. But before I start, you guys, if you guys really enjoyed the video, to like, share, and subscribe to this video, and of course as well, please follow my social media platforms, and of course down in the description below, please subscribe my husband Kind Community, guys. Be part of his wolf pack by participating in his live streams, and of course, as well, you guys are in a writing agency, please contact my husband as well and his via email. I'll leave it down in the description so you guys can give him a contact so you guys can get his book published. Okay, love you, Kaimi. So let's get back to this whole thing with Tangle's live action being paused or whatever, right? So, from what I'm hearing, and Variety just posted this, right? They put this headline saying Disney's Tangle live action movie on hold indefinitely. Disney has to put the live-action version of the 2010 animated hit Tangled on hold, according to sources. The story, based on the Brothers Grimm fairy tale of Rapunzel, was in active development with Michael Gracie, director of The Greatest Showman, slated to direct. Thor: Love and Thunder scribe Jennifer Caitlin Robinson was on board to write the script. Oh god, here we go again. This is not good. I know this is coming. Anyway, the decision comes administration Disney's release of Snow White, which has grossed to tepid $69 million to date domestically and $145 million worldwide. It is not clear whether there is a possibility of reviving the live-action version of Tangled at some point in the future. Disney will continue to mine its animated library with two upcoming titles, Lilo and Stitch due May 23rd and Moana opening on July 10th, 2026. Moana comes with an advantage of being fresh in the audience's mind since the animated sequel of Moana 2 proved to be a blockbuster last November. Meanwhile, the appetite of Lilo and Stitch appears to be strong. The Lilo and Stitch spot with Stitch crashing the Super Bowl field raked up huge numbers, becoming Disney's most viewed spot digitally, while the March trailer release became the second most viewed Disney live action trailer of all time in the first 24 hours of release. Tangled made nearly $600 million worldwide during its 2010 to 2011 release and was nominated for an Oscar for Original Song with an 89% positive score on the Rotten Tomatoes. It was a hit with both families and critics. So I want to say this, you guys, that I am so happy, and you guys are probably so giddy with joy as well, like I am, that Disney decided to put this on pause for the live action of Tangled because they know that ever since Snow White, the live action featuring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot bombed in the box office, they knew like, oh, we gotta do something. Like this is not gonna be good for us. And to be honest, for someone that wrote Thor: Love and Thunder, which that movie was very bad in any MCU, movie in history. So I don't think she should be participating in this live action because I know what she's gonna do exactly. Because she already ruined the MCU for the Thor and Love and Thunder. So I don't know what kind of version she wants to come up with for Tangled. So that's why Disney probably gets nervous and say, "Oh no, we're gonna let this chick run the whole Tangled universe. We don't want that to happen." So we decided to put this on pause. But for how long, I don't know, you guys. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be in the shelves for a long time. That is because they already come up with already more live action projects in the future. They're already working on the Moana live action, which I don't know if you guys want to see it because I can tell that on set behind the scenes from what I'm looking at, I noticed that Dwayne the Rock Johnson Ray has a wig on, that is as playing Maui, and I don't know who this other chick who the Simone girl is to play Moana. I don't know who she is. I know she's not the original actress who plays her. I know it's someone else in that kind of Polynesian area that is, but she can play an incredible Moana that is, but I don't know if she has the kind of like capacity as the former voice actress for Moana. I don't know. I'm not trying to make any theories here, but I just know that they're working on that for now before next year that is. But getting back to Tangled, I am really happy and satisfied that they decided to put the live action of Tangled because they know how bad it can come up if it was, you know, being able to show in the big screen of how people are going to react to it, because you guys know that we don't want a live action of Tangled, because the anime movie is way better because it had a great story, the characters were on point, the colors were so unique, and to be honest, it's just a beautiful story between, a princess and I guess he was either a burglar or just someone that's like a runaway, someone that's like comedic, played by Zachary Levi, that is. And I gotta say that both Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi both worked so hard in that animated movie, and I know that there were some reporters that were trying to like tease at them, even though they know that they don't want to play themselves in the live action. Because I mean, they're at age. I know you don't want to see a couple adults playing these young, animated figures as Rapunzel and Flynn. But I'm just saying that there are some younger generations, like little kids, want to like see a Rapunzel or like her actual age, like a 16-year-old or 18, around that age frame, right? And you want to see Flynn, who was a bit mature, like a grown adult, or maybe just a teenager, the same old as Rapunzel. I can see that, but then again, they realized that, like I said, ever since Snow White really ruined that chance of them to make a live action of Tangled, they said like, nah, no, we decided to not do that. We're gonna put that on hold. We don't know how long, but we'll let you know. That's how it is. So anyone that saw a couple of YouTubers saying that, oh, it's canceled, it's not confirmed yet. I'm sorry. Like I said, you guys, I don't technically want you guys to get your hopes up. I'm not trying to be a buzzkill when it comes to like having you guys have your cheering mode in place, but I'm just being honest because used to work in film studios back in high school. Like I was an intern, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Whenever there's a project like this kind of scenario, it takes time for an approval. It needs to be approved by the people above. They need to have that green light. That is right. So in that case, if someone has done a great show or movie, that is, and people enjoy it, like the audiences, the viewers will go up. The ratings will go circling around, say, okay, we got the green light, people are liking, like let's move forward with this. But if it's going to do poorly, they're gonna like I say yield it or put the red light, meaning like no, we're not gonna have this. Let's scrap everything. Forget about the whole project. Let's just move on from a different project because not everyone's on board with this. Okay, so let's move on. Or they just do a naked eye and try to like blindside fans and try to like do this secretly. You know what I mean? Because what they do is they just try to like rake in the money, without you guys knowing, and that's how it is in movie world, right? And I'm not trying to like ruin you guys' expectations that they're going to do a Tangle live action. I just know that if they try to put this under the nose of everyone and they knew they're gonna like make this Tangle live action woke and make it where like, oh, let's hire like, oh, I don't know, like an Indian, girl who is like has a great singing voice, but then again she comes from India, like Mumbai or something around that area, right? And she can play Rapunzel. You guys gonna freak out because if that's the case, then they're gonna probably have Flynn like someone else or a different character for Rapunzel. It's not gonna be exactly like Tangled. It's gonna be like, oh, I don't know, someone from outside the Disney universe. You don't know how Disney can portray and try to take things away in the fairy tale or in the animated movie. That's because that's how they do. They pull strings and they try to like like listen to people who are like putting them in their heads by saying like, oh, add more wokeness, because then again it's gonna like really backfire real quickly. I mean, look at Snow White. Like I said, hardly anyone went. There was no fans, no nothing. It tanked. Where like I said, it's gonna like flop either way, and Disney should like at least pay attention. I'm just saying. But other than that, you guys, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys? Are you happy that Tangled the live action is being on pause or so-called canceled? And again, I want to say right now, it's not really canceled just yet. We had to confirm by Disney if it's actually canceled, so we gotta be sure that it's gonna be not be made. Okay. And again, like I said in the beginning of my video, you guys really enjoy this, so with a like, share, and subscribe to be part of my Hellfire Club. And of course, in the description, please follow me on my social media platforms. And of course, in the description below, please subscribe to my husband, Kaim Kinder, okay, guys? And I appreciate you guys being part of my Hellfire Club. You guys are awesome, and you guys being part of my husband's wolf pack, okay? Love you, Kaimi. So this is Hellfire leader, Megan Negan, the walking at fingers with him signing off. See you guys next video. Love you, Kaimi. Peace out.